Hello, namaskar, everybody. Today, we're going to run a little group here where we're discussing the nervous system, Ayurveda and Tantra, and nutrition. So, some very interesting things here. So, first of all, this first slide we're looking at is the nervous system, Ayurveda and Tantra. So, as we can see, the human body, brain, emotions, and mind function together in a continual synergistic state, each one influencing the others in instantaneous movements towards, excuse me, towards homeostasis. So, in this intricate dance of human experience, like the body, brain, emotions, and mind, they converge in this continuous interplay, right? Echoing the principles of this deeper Ayurvedic and Tantric wisdom. So, the body we can see as this tangible vessel. It engages in a dialogue with the mind, which is the intangible orchestrator with all this. So emotions, like like currents, they flow through this synergy, right, shaping the landscape of our inner world. Um, so from the tantric viewpoint, this dance, it's not a fragmented one, but a harmonious continuum. So the mind isn't confined to the brain here; it extends to every cell, um, resonating with the pulse of life itself. Right. Um, so we can see that emotions aren't isolated reactions. Right. They're not just these standalone things which occur for no reason. They're threads woven into the fabric of our being itself, connecting us to this, you could say, this cosmic or universal tapestry, which we are in a symbiotic functioning aspect of, right? So, in this dynamic interdependence, when the body experiences imbalance, the mind responds and emotions surge and vice versa, right? So it's this it's a very interesting, a real time recalibration which the mind and body, everything is going through simultaneously. It's this pursuit for equilibrium, mirroring the innate striving for homeostasis, right? So tantric philosophy, it underscores the interconnectedness, reminding us that the quest for balance is not this solitary journey, but it's an integral part of this entire cosmic rhythm, which we are, right? So this, we're looking at the sympathetic nervous system here in relation to all of this. So this all ties in together, right? So the sympathetic nervous system directs the body's rapid involuntary response to dangerous or stressful situations. So most people are continually in this state of presence or being, and as such, they greatly impede um, their nutrient absorption due to levels of stress and unhealthy hormone production, right? So to elaborate on this too, the the sympathetic nervous system, it plays a crucial role in our body's rapid response to the stress or danger. So it's often referred to as the fight or flight response, right? You can say the fight, flight, fawn, or freeze response in this. So, and in these situations, it triggers physiological changes like increased heart rate, dilated pupils, the release of stress hormones like um, cortisol, norepinephrine, adrenaline, right? All of these things are released in the body. And so this heightened state of alertness prepares the body to confront or escape potential threats. Um, and I think, interestingly, our modern lifestyle uh, can keep the sympathetic nervous system quite active, right? Contributing to this chronic stress, which we can see surrounding us, and that we're a part of quite a lot. Um, yeah. I mean, the capitalistic system, it tends to do that, right? So the continuous activation of this system can really impact nutrient absorption here. So in a stressed state, blood flow is directed away from non-essential functions, like including digestion. So this can hinder the assimilation of nutrients as the body prioritizes immediate survival over long-term processes like absorbing vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, right? This also happens through the digestion through our sense organs as well. So, because of the stress which is occurring, when we're bringing in information through our indriyas or the sense organs, it's very rarely seen and experienced for what it is, but it's rather being mixed with all of these stressors and this chronic stress, which we've been breeding within ourselves for a lifetime. So our perception becomes very skewed, and this negative feedback loop begins to occur within ourselves when we experience these things. So not only digestion with nutrients, but digestion with information is impeded. So the interconnectedness here is quite evident. Our psychological states governed by the sympathetic nervous system directly influences our physiological responses, right? Affecting everything from heart rate to nutrient absorption here. So finding ways to balance and manage stress, it becomes essential for overall well-being, and highlighting the intricate link between this mental and our physical health here. So next we'll look at the parasympathetic nervous system. So the parasympathetic nervous system often is referred to as the rest and digest system, and it plays a vital role in conserving energy and regulating bodily functions. So its main purpose is to counteract the stress response triggered by the sympathetic nervous system, and promoting a state of calm, relaxation, and restoration. So engaging, engaging the parasympathetic nervous system is crucial for our overall well-being. So we can take part in conscious activities like meditation, focused breathing, pranayama, mindfulness. These are just some really powerful tools that allow us to tap into this this system consciously, right? Through intentional breath work, we influence the vagus nerve, and I probably have heard quite a bit about the vagus nerve, right? So it's a key player in the sorry, there we go. It's a key player here in the parasympathetic system, and it signals the body to relax and restore. So these techniques not only enhance this physical relaxation, but also hold profound psychological benefits. So I think by understanding topics such as biopsychology, right, which is the influence of thoughts and perspective on specific situations, which in turn create particular hormone releases within the body, right, which influences thought, which increase particular hormone release in the body, right. This works as a feedback loop as well. And we can see that if we have unhealthy thoughts and perspectives and approaches in life, we influence those hormonal productions within the body, which then again influence that thought and perspective. So when we get caught in these kinds of loops, excuse me, we often lead ourselves into this deeper state of suffering, where when we recognize these loops and we step outside of that, you say, programming, we learn to progress, right? So clearing the propensities of the mind here through these practices, it creates a harmonious interplay between our mental and physiological states. So this clarity is essential, right? It's essential for navigating the complexities of daily life and fostering the sense of resilience and nurturing a sense of interconnectedness with all aspects of our existence, right? So next we'll look at the limbic brain and nutrition here. So with the limbic brain, it controls some behaviors that are essential to the life of all mammals, right? Like finding food, self-preservation. So when sympathetic nervous system is highly aroused, individuals go into limbic brain, example, the fight, flight, fawn, or freeze mode. So this greatly impairs digestion and assimilation of nutrients through the digestive system, as well as information through the indriyas, as we talked about. So to elaborate on this, so the limbic brain, it is often referred to as the emotional brain. It plays a vital role in the behaviors crucial for mammalian survival. So it governs functions like finding food and ensuring self-preservation. Similarly, our digestive system is a key aspect of our survival. It processes nutrients for the sense of our sustenance. So when the sympathetic nervous system is um, highly aroused, individuals enter the limbic brain, and this triggers responses like fight, flight, fawn, or freeze modes. So this parallels how our body's digestive system responds to the arousal of our senses or indriyas when encountering food. So the interconnectedness here, it lies in the necessity for adaptive responses, both in securing nourishment and reacting to potential threats here. So it showcases the intricate dance of survival woven into the fabric of our complete existence, right? So here we're going to talk about the prefrontal cortex and nutrition. So especially important for planning appropriate behavioral responses to external and internal stimuli here. So being in the prefrontal cortex allows for better life choices, balanced decision making, and better nutritional choices. So the prefrontal cortex, it's often regarded as the brain's, excuse me, control center. So it plays a crucial role in nutrition and overall well-being. It serves as the epicenter for planning and our decision making, and it influences our responses to both internal and external stimuli, both, right? So when it comes to nutrition, the prefrontal cortex enables us to make thoughtful and balanced choices here. Um, so in this realm of dietary decisions, the prefrontal cortex helps us do things like plan meals, considers nutritional needs and long-term health goals. It acts as a guiding force, right? It steers us away from impulsive choices and towards options that contribute to our overall well-being. Right? So, moreover, the prefrontal cortex is instrumental in behavioral responses related to food. So, it allows us to regulate our eating habits and fosters a sense of balance and moderation. So, this cognitive control helps in avoiding overindulgence or succumbing to unhealthy cravings and promoting a harmonious relationship with nutrition. Right. So by embracing the interconnectedness of our cognitive functions and nutritional choices, we empower the prefrontal cortex to guide us towards a path of mindful eating and holistic well-being. So uh, I think in essence here, the prefrontal cortex becomes this kind of beacon, right, illuminating the intricate relationship between our cognitive processes and the quality of our nutrition here. So here we're looking at, this slide is gut health related to stress, excuse me, limbic brain, and the cortex. So improper nutrition, foods unfit for our dosha, which is pitta, vata, or kapha, will aggravate that dosha. So if you're a pitta dosha, and let's say you're having a lot of really spicy foods, your dosha is being aggravated. And what that does over a long period of time is create an unhealthy internal environment, and it causes the sympathetic nervous system to react due to internal stress and place one into the limbic brain, right? And that's not where we want to be. So proper nutrition allows for the optimal function of the parasympathetic nervous system function, and therefore greater allowance to be present in the prefrontal cortex. So uh, I think let's explore this a little bit, right? This intricate connection between gut health, stress, and the brain. So in Ayurveda, the concept of doshas, particularly Vata well, just all of them actually, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. It plays a crucial role here. So improper nutrition and foods misaligned with one's dosha can, and very much so, disturb the internal balance, right? Aggravating the dosha and influencing mental well-being. So when the diet is not in harmony with the individual's dosha, it can lead to an imbalance in the gut, impacting the brain as well. So the gut is often referred to as the second brain, right? So it communicates with the limbic brain, which governs emotions and stress responses. So disrupting the delicate balance in the gut can really it can trigger stress and activates the sympathetic nervous system, and placing the individual in the Olympic brain, state of heightened alertness and reactivity. So conversely, though, proper nutrition aligned with one's dosha supports supports a healthier gut environment. So this in turn allows the parasympathetic nervous system to function optimally. So the parasympathetic system promotes relaxation and balance, and it enables the individual to be more present in that prefrontal cortex, right? So this region of the brain is associated with higher cognitive functions, decision making, and a sense of well-being. Put all of those things together and really contemplate that, right? So you're in a state of higher cognitive function, right? So your reasoning is right up there, on par, on point. Your decision making, so your discernment is on point as well. And an overall sense of well being is also present. That's an optimal place for us to be in, right? So, this is why things like meditation are so incredibly important. It helps us to recognize these qualities and behaviors within ourselves, not necessarily attempting to undo them, but placing ourselves in the state of the observer or a witness. And when the more we practice this, the more we put ourselves in that state, the more naturally, organically, we are growing that aspect of ourselves and simultaneously shrinking or dissolving the aspects of ourselves which maybe we don't want. Right. So this is often referred to as like a path of light with the Tantra here, so a path of self-expansion, right? We're expanding ourselves. And in expanding ourselves, we're diminishing those aspects of ourselves which we find to be concerning or problematic, right? So in essence, like the interconnectedness of nutrition, doshas, and our gut health and brain function highlights the importance of mindful eating to foster harmonious balance within the body and the mind. So here we're going to look at something a little bit deeper, and this is something I speak with people one-on-one in quite depth. And this is the application of tantric lessons to improve digestion and everything within our body, and to move from the limbic brain to the frontal cortex, which that's the space we want to be in. So the application of specific tantric lessons will put us in that limbic brain and eventually put us beyond the sense of the mind. But we need to get in that limbic brain, right? We need to foster these senses of that overall well-being, our cognitive functions and our decision making, right? We want to put ourselves into that state. Yeah, that's more of a sattvic state. We want to put ourselves in that, and to move beyond sattva, we have to first get to sattva. So the application of specific tantric lessons done mindfully and meditatively allows for greatest function of the parasympathetic nervous system, recognition of egoistic traits, which place the individual in the limbic brain and move to the prefrontal cortex with great focus, concentration, and inspiration. So also something very important, right? Focus, concentration, and inspiration. Excuse me. So as we can see, this greatly improves gut health, digestion, assimilation of nutrients, and of the information. So engaging in the mindful application of tantric lessons can significantly impact our digestion and cognitive function. So by fostering awareness and our expansion, tantric practices guide individuals from the limbic brain to the frontal cortex, right? So mindful tantric techniques, they allow one to recognize these egoistic traits which keep us stuck in that limbic system. And the recognition of that is that gentle pull or sometimes forceful, depending on our practice, to the frontal cortex. And it helps enhance focus, concentration, and that deep sense of inspiration. So, this transition to the prefrontal cortex aligns with the parasympathetic nervous system, right? And it promotes a state of calm receptivity. So, in this state, the mind is better equipped to process information, right? This leads to an improved assimilation of both nutrients and information or knowledge. So, the interconnectedness of tantric principles with cognitive function highlights the profound link between the mental states and our digestive well being, both incredibly important and key to progressing. Lastly, here, it's important to take note that the individual's ability to absorb nutrients is equal, excuse me, to their ability to absorb information. So the body and brain function as one. So when there is a concern in the body, there will be an equal concern in the mind, and vice versa. So this final note here is the correlation between nutrient absorption and information absorption, right? It mirrors the intricate dance of the body and mind. Just as the body digests nutrients for physical vitality, the mind, it processes information for this mental nourishment. So a disruption in one domain inevitably ripples into the other. It has to, right? This is one complete system. So this emphasizes the deep connection between bodily and mental well-being, right? So when the body signals distress, the mind echoes. Okay, and this creates a symbiotic relationship where holistic health hinges on the harmony of both physical and mental aspects. So understanding this interconnectedness allows us to cultivate balance and fosters a sense of overall well-being here. Which is incredibly important here. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Have any questions or concerns, or would like to find out a little bit more about how I help people? With the body, with Ayurveda, I help focusing on nutrition and herbs, meditation, mantra, yoga, asana, and Tantra. We're looking at specific practices to focus on sense of self-expansion. Right? We want to really find and expand ourselves as much as we can. And this is a totally subjective and personal endeavor that we take part in here. And it's very important to understand that there's no dogma. Nothing's dogmatic about this at all, because it's a personal exploration. What I assist you with is finding the proper tools meant for you as a unique human being, right? Meaning fitting to your dosha. So what we do is we sit down and we go over an assessment, take your pulse. I'll do things like look in your eyes, look at your tongue, and we'll go through an entire conversation about where you're at, how you're feeling, the things that are going in your life, stressors, all those typical things that we'd normally find through a consult, a holistic consult. And we recognize your dosha, and we also recognize the gunas, the state that you are in. So maybe you're in a more lethargic state, maybe you're too active, excuse me, maybe you're in a very kind of sentient and sattvic state, right? Very calm and pure. But by recognizing your dosha, or pitta, vata, kapha, or a combination of pitta, vata, kapha, pitta, vata, kapha, right? A combination of those. Finding what that is, we find the proper kinds of foods that can assist your body in repairing. And remember, when the body is repairing, the mind is repairing. And when the mind is repairing, we're assisting the body repairing. So we're looking at both of these things, not dualistically, but working as one synergistic unit, right? Which is you, right? So reach out to me and we'll figure out a little bit more. We can do in person at a clinic that I'm at, or we can meet online. We can figure things out there too as well. Okay, namaskar.